And so this is quite possibly the worst headlight wiring job in the world. Got my wiring expert here, Brandon. He has the 2012 or 2010 WRX. Wishes he had the 2012 WRX.
Yes.
He has the 2010 that we did stage 2 on the channel, but
freaking narrow.
We are. No, dude, I'm fixing my headlights, bro. Like more like 9:30. I mean, he's not happy.
Him?
Yeah, he's like, you want to go at 8? I'm like, I can't go at 8. But anyway, this is the rat's nest that is. Somebody put European domestic market headlights in a USDM WRX, and this is the mess that we're left with. Like, look at all that mess. Connectors aren't used. It's just not done right.
That's the right size plier for the job right there, too.
That's yeah. We need the extra large pliers. Here. Just a little bit of advice. Anytime you do electrical work, please do disconnect your battery. As you can see, we have not done that.
I remembered. I just didn't care enough to say anything. I was confident in my ability.
His confidence is not to be overstated, of course.
Of course.
So, oh, hey, would you look at that? It's a little surprise you haven't seen on the channel yet. Oh well, we'll talk about that later. That's not important, just bolt-ons. Just bolt-ons. I mean, an engine does bolt on, doesn't it?
It does bolt on, that's correct.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys. We'll get back at you when this mess is fixed. I must update the channel. So, what do you do when you're broke? Are potentially broke, and you don't want to pay $16 for one headlight connector? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where's it at?
One side.
One side of a headlight connector. One side. So we had deduced that these were bad, making a poor connection on the headlights. So those go in the trash. So what did we do? We went to AutoZone. Well, AutoZone, in their brilliant, their inventorying of their parts, they had one side of those connectors, but not both sides. One side, mind you, was $16 for a pair, and on eBay or on Amazon they were $8. So we just, like car guys do, we walked through AutoZone and
looking for what we had to have.
Looking for what we had to have, couldn't live without, and we found 4-pin trailer ties. So what did we do? We bought them, and we soldered them and wired them, and they work. Brilliance. Brilliance, my guys. Brilliance. Hey friends, so in the previous little segment of the video, we were figuring out how to get the headlights wired. We ended up using trailer connectors, and I wish I could show you down there, but maybe on this side. Nope. But that's in the previous segment of the video, so you've probably already watched it. But what we've done outside of that, and I'm still trying to figure out a few things, is this car is actually open source tuned on a Tactrix cable. And that's great, except I like to monitor things. And the one thing that the Tactrix cable really, even an open source tune, one of the things that's kind of difficult to manage on those is the fact that you cannot monitor or data log or anything without a laptop. Well, I don't know if you've ever tried to do a second and third gear pull in a performance vehicle with a laptop on your lap, steering wheel in front of you, and be able to basically make sure you're doing it in an appropriate fashion, wide open throttle, all that stuff. It's kind of difficult. And so what the
developers of the app Btssm have done, and it's only available for Google, is they've allowed a tablet such as this or an Android phone, basically anything that will run Android OS 4.0 or newer, to be able to data log and view in real time, like an accessport, information from the ECU, which is really nice because I can see my coolant temperature in degrees, not in just a gauge. I can see ignition timing. I can see feedback knock, correction, fine knock learn. Let's see what else. So much other stuff. Boost. But one of the things that I was working on the app with is, and it basically what it does is, I'm sorry, let me back up. It hooks up with a BAGCOM cable. This is $12 on Amazon. It goes from OBD2 to USB, and then you have to get what's called an OTG cable, which is, for me, it's USB to micro USB. So USB receiver to micro USB. You just plug it into the tablet, and voila, everything works. Anyway, long story short is I didn't have a very accurate boost reading. Still don't have a very accurate boost reading. But one of the things that I've been working on, and we'll probably do a video in the future, a review of the Btssm app and all the things that go along with that, is I believe the boost parameters on the application. So my boost gauge, and the reason I know I wasn't getting it accurate is because I have a Defi boost gauge, and the Defi boost gauge is pretty close. But one of the things that you can monitor on the laptop with like ROM Raider and the logger is you can monitor manifold relative pressure direct, and basically that is a measurement of in PSI of airflow into the intake manifold. So it's a much more accurate measurement of actual boost that you're getting into the engine. It measures it directly at the site. My understanding is it measures it from the map sensor, but basically the ECU does some fancy calculations, and you can get a more accurate boost reading from that. So you actually see, what I understand is most tuners don't use just a boost gauge. They use that manifold relative pressure direct reading to identify how much boost you're getting. So anyway, long story short is the Btssm application doesn't have a parameter or a field, is what it's called in the application, for you to measure manifold relative pressure. You can measure boost, but again, I don't know where it's getting that boost reading from. I don't know if it's getting boost reading from the MAF. I don't know if it's getting boost reading from even the map sensor. I don't know if it's getting a boost reading from a sensor set up, somewhere along a vacuum line somewhere. I have no idea where it's getting the boost reading from. I'm a noob, so forgive me if it should be more simple than that. But I know it's not accurate with my boost gauge. Now my boost gauge hooks up right here, right next to my recirc valve. So the boost gauge is within usually a 1 to 1.5 psi of the manifold relative pressure. So the boost gauge is a decent gauge. The problem is, like, the Btssm app on the boost reading is about 5 pounds off in second gear. So I was hitting like 21 pounds in second gear on the boost gauge, and I was only hitting like 15.9 pounds in the application. And so I don't think that's quite as accurate. So what I've done, you can add custom fields. I've got my, you have to get a few things, and we'll do a review on this, but you can add a custom field into the Btssm app, and I've got it to read the manifold absolute pressure. The problem is I don't have it able to, I don't basically have it able to read fluctuations in it. So I'm going to toy around with it a little bit, see if I can get it to read fluctuations and give you guys an update. But anyway, we'll do a full review on this car. There's so much that I've done to this car that I haven't told you about. There's so many things that are going on with the car that I haven't told you about. Naturally, this was in a previous video, parked next to the 17 STI when we were doing work on Brandon's car, the Stage 2 WRX, about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And shortly after that, The basically engine went kablooey. Actually, I bought it with the engine going kablooey and didn't know it. I'll do a little video on why you shouldn't buy modified cars, why you should just spend the money, fork up the cash, and buy it yourself. Modify them yourself. But anyway, that's just a little update. The headlights are working. I said all of that to bring it around to say this. Don't be afraid to try out-of-the-box ideas. Again, we were going to buy headlight connectors for like 16 bucks a pair. It was going to end up being like 32 bucks. Well, we got out of the store like $12 and some change. And we got trailer ties. We basically had a 4-pin trailer tie, cut off one of the pins, and ended up with a 3-wire trailer tie. And bam, it worked for our headlight adapters. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll do some updates on the Btssm app and all that stuff in future days. I'm still, getting my feet wet with it. Just trying to. It doesn't write data to the ECU, so it just logs and monitors, which is really kind of nice. Because if you're a dummy like me and you're in danger of pressing or clicking the wrong button. Thank you for all those that just instinctually said bless you. If you're a dummy like me and in danger of pressing the wrong button, you cannot screw anything up with this application. It does not write to the ECU. It just reads from the ECU. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more content. Appreciate all the support so far. And have a great day.